Again, pencil, slice of paper, headphones out, even you shaggy-haired monsters. Sneak them. I know you can sneak them under your hair. Don't do it. Phones down. And get ready for my 3 examples. Now, I'm going to try and teach 2 ways at the same time. I'm going to try and teach the people who were here for this yesterday, and for anyone who might have missed it. I'm going to teach yesterday's lesson and today's all in one. And I won't charge you extra. It'll be a freebie.
Thanks.
All right. Your title, 4.2, more proportion practice. I'm putting the numbers up there, so when you want to get your notes in order, some of you have the explosion disaster binder from Finland. When you want to fix your binder, you can use the numbers to figure out what goes where.
Oh, I see it's 4.2 or 4.1.
Yeah, yesterday was 4.1. Today we're doing a note.
Oh,
You need your own piece of paper
oh.
and your own pencil. And you're going to write at the top, 4.2, more proportion practice. And yes, write the 4.2 so you can figure out your binder if you've let it become disastrous. More proportion practice. Okay, as promised. Teaching both the people who were here yesterday and the people who weren't. Given a proportion, and a proportion is fraction on this side and fraction on that side. And again, if you don't like fractions, please do not panic. We're not going to get all fractiony here. We're going to get rid of the fraction in the first step. What we found out yesterday was that to solve these proportions, which are fraction equal fraction, we can do a specific move. All at once, we can do the opposite of dividing by 3 and the opposite of dividing by 9, all in one step, and there's a simple way to write what you're going to do. I call it cross-multiplying. All you do is circle these two and say, those two are going to get multiplied together. And then these two are going to get multiplied together. Now, for people who did a bunch of those yesterday and are like, I totally get this. Here's my new hint today. If what's in the numerators and denominator is even this much complicated, use brackets. That's my advice. So here's my advice today. The only thing. You dragged yourself all the way in today for me to say, use brackets if things are complicated at all. So this first set is 9 bracket 2m. That is, I'm multiplying 9 with 2m. Don't try and accomplish it right now, no matter how good you are at algebra. Just write the 9 beside the 2m. Trust Mr. Todd this time. And then on the other side, 3 times 24. Can you write 24 times 3? Yeah, you can write the other way around. Could I write it with a multiply sign? You could, but you just have to trust Mr. Todd. To get great at these, use the brackets so that you stay organized. Students like this. I don't mean teachers like it. I don't mean math nerds like it. That's not what I mean. Students generally like cross-multiplying. They're like, oh, this is good. Woo, woo. I think it's because it gets rid of the fractions. It starts off looking like a fraction question, and then one moment later, 2 little ovals later, it's not a fraction question anymore. What happened to Shamar? We lost him. He's coming. 9 times 2m. Now we need some help. What's 9 times 2m? 18m. So it's not as bad as it looks. When you see 9 times 2m, you're like, well, you just multiply the numbers together and keep the letters. The variable's the same. Oh, hey. Welcome. How about 3 times 24? 72. Shh. One more step. What's the opposite of multiplying by 18? Divide by 18. Now, folks, I won't lie. This is a way to bring back algebra from other chapters into this chapter so we can practice it so we're really good at it when the exam comes. You know what I mean? Like it's a good opportunity for that. 72 divided by 18? Shh. How is that different from yesterday? The only thing different was I went 9 times 2m, and that's 18m. The coefficients multiply together, the m just stays there. It's 9 groups of 2m. So I've got, what starts with m? Mangoes. I've got 2 mangoes, but I've got 9 bags of 2 mangoes, which is a total of 18 mangoes, if you want. Jackson.
Not gonna lie, while it's using variables is always change them to x.
You can. I will give you permission to do it if there's only one variable in the question. When you get to questions that have more than one variable, you're going to get yourself in trouble doing that. I think there's one over here that I was working on with another student. When there's C's and A's and B's and all sorts of letters, you probably have to stick to what they give you.
Yeah.
Okay. But if there's only one in the question, then you can. I give you permission to switch. Okay. Any questions there? I only have 3 examples, so if you could be quiet for my 3 examples, I'd really appreciate it. Ready for another example? Use the brackets. If things are complicated at all, use the brackets. Here. Whoa. Do you see what I did to make this more difficult? It wasn't 3 times p. It was 3 plus p. And that changes things. I'm going to write this again, though. If it's a fraction, equal a fraction, then this is called a proportion. And cross multiply jumps off the bench and gets into the game. It's like, hey, I can help. I can do the opposite dividing by 2 and the opposite dividing by 7 all in one step. So I draw these 2 weird little circles, creating this weird looking mess here. Joseph, what are you going to say? Two bracket 3 plus b. Use the brackets. If things are complicated at all, write a line with the brackets. Yes? Don't get yourself in trouble by trying to do too much. These aren't long questions. So don't try and do too much on one line until you're super good at them. And by super good at them, I mean you've already written the test for this chapter, done great at it, and you say, oh, no, I'm great at this. I can do it all in one line now. What's the other bracket? 4 bracket 7 or 7 bracket 4. Those will give the same answer. So no problem there. And then 4 times 7, well, you get your calculator out. What's 4 times 7?
It's 28.
It's 28, she says. Now look here, friends. This we got to talk about. We've been pounding away at this for a month or so. What happens when there's a 2 in front of the brackets? When it's adding in there. We're multiplying each one by the 2. 6 plus 2p. Oh, this one's got an extra step in it. What's the, Jackson?
Do you maybe put it to the other side of the thing and change the thing to a minus?
Yes. 6 was adding on this side, or was positive on this side, so now it's subtracting. And what's 28 subtract 6? 22. And finally, the opposite of multiplying by 2. By 2. 6 and 2p, they're not like terms. It's 6 of something and then 2 peaches or something, so I can't put them together. So I do put it together with something else. Joseph, I move it over here and put it together with a 28. But when it goes over there, it has to be subtracted. Could run into that here, but we don't necessarily go that far with it here, because that was really a chapter 1 thing. No, I said 3, didn't I?
You said 2. No, you said 3, babe. Hyla.
It's okay. It's all right. Do you have any questions here? We're good? Last one. More time? Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I'm going to write this again. Fraction equals, shh, I'm not done yet. Fraction on this side. Oh, that side's not a fraction. Put it over 1. Yeah, put it over 1. All right. Is that a big shocker? Anytime we want a fraction, we don't have a fraction, you can always put it over 1. Now draw your fancy circles. Weird oval-y things. If you want to include everything, maybe you got to... They're like baguettes. Baguette this way. Baguette that way. Sort of looks like a... What does this sort of look like when I'm done? It looks like a butterfly. You can call it butterfly method if you want instead of cross multiply. Oh wait, you want the other side first? It doesn't matter, but... Now, on the left side, you're just multiplying by 1. Maybe you think I wasted my time there. Because I was multiplying by 1. So multiplying by 1, it just stays the same. Well, let's go over this again. What if it's a number in front of a brackets, and in the brackets is add or subtract? 6x. She multiplied the 6 with the x. But then she's also got to multiply 6 with subtracting 1. And this is what Ethan was talking about. Do we get like terms? Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I want all the... Remember this now? This course is designed carefully. At the start, I introduced bringing x's to both sides. Then we did a little bit more in the next chapter. Then we sort of went in quadratics for a while, went away from it, and now we come right back to it. We're really trying. By the end, you go, oh, I sort of remember what to do. Here's what I did. When I taught this way back in like the first week of October, I first moved the number over. I dealt with the number first, and I moved that over. I noticed some of you, too, were starting to do this all at once, both at the same time, which you can do as well. -6 subtract 2. If it's -6 degrees out, and it goes down 2 more degrees, what's the temperature? Or, if you're -6 when you're golfing, and you get 2 more birdies, -8. Don't be angry if some of this, because of the way this course is set up, starts to slowly go, oh, wait, I'm starting to get this now. Now, the 6x is a problem. It's over there. I want to bring it back here. When I bring it back over here, instead of being a positive 6x, it now switches to be a negative 6x. Now 2 minus 6. Temperature, people, if it's 2 degrees out and it goes down 6 degrees, or if you're at +2 and you get 6 straight birdies, -4x. And the opposite of multiplying by -4 is dividing by the -4. And -8 divided by -4. Well, what's 8 divided by 4? 2. And the negatives cancel. Yes, that's what I was mentioning. Some people find that easier to do it all at once. They go, oh, the x to the left, numbers to the right, all in one step. Okay, friends, I'm going to hand out your homework sheet, and we'll do one of them together so you know how the homework sheet works, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, almost felt 1, 2, 3, 4,
My brain is not braining.
5.
I see bubble ball.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Oh, oh, slipped through my fingers, just like my life.
Who's from Russia?
Katie,
Yes.
Isla,
Why'd you say my name's so upset?
Steph,
Oh, not even
Harvey.
my name, okay. And he's That's so disrespectful.
I didn't do it on purpose. I really was trying to be cool there. It didn't happen. What a great guess, Shamar. Let's do one together so nobody can claim that they didn't know how to do the sheet. Friends, shall we do letter S together? Ready? Build your butterfly. We're cross multiplying. 9x equals 4 times 15. And what's 4 times 15? 60. Opposite of multiplying by 9? Divide by 9. And when you hammer that in your calculator, 60 divided by 9. Ooh, 6.666. Okay. And you're like, oh, S is 6.666. Now look down at the bottom, at the top of your sheet. It's later on in mine. And find 6.666. Is it out there somewhere? It's rounded. There it is. 6.7. They've rounded to the nearest one. And what letter was it? S. So this is a little Wheel of Fortune game. And you're going to get 3 funny riddles to tell your friends later today. You're going to find out dog sled. You're going to find out something funny. Now, are these actually funny? No. But if you get a word that it's like, okay, that's stupid, at least you know you did them all right because you got all the letters in the right spots.
Wait, is one of them dog sled, one of them?
Dog sled, and then there's going to be something here that's funny.
Oh.
Intestine, there's going to be something there that's funny. And then it's going to be like educational television, there's going to be something here that's funny. Well, okay, maybe it's not funny, but at least it's a word when it's done. You'll know you have done it right. Now listen, friends, my offer to you, if you show your work, I will mark this for marks, to put in your mark. You just got to show a little bit of work. What would you? Yeah, yeah. If you run out of room, flip the page over. Look, I left it blank. Not my first day. You're like, we can tell that it's not your first day. I had this shirt made